Okay. Well, I know you've talked a lot about the Green New Deal and affordable health care, but now you're here at the University of Iowa campus. So how do those policies affect college students and the younger voting population?
Well, I think addressing global climate change is the greatest issue that we as humanity face, and I think young people know that more than anyone. I think they really fully recognize that having a future planet for themselves, their families, their children, or their grandchildren is one of the highest priorities we could have. I think they fundamentally get that global climate change needs a bold solution, one that is expansive, both green energy and new jobs, but also clean air and clean water and cleaning up brownfields, and also building infrastructure and resilience and mass transit and things that can make a difference in the lives of Iowans and the whole country. I also think we should put a price on carbon, because you should use the entrepreneurialism and innovation of this country and our greatest engineers on solving one of humanity's greatest problems. And so if you ask people, to create a green economy in the next 10 years, not because it's easy, but because it's hard, just like John F. Kennedy did when he said, I want to put a man on the moon, we need a nationwide call to action, asking everyone to participate in creating a green economy for the future.
Do you have any thoughts on lowering student debt or the rising price of college tuition?
Absolutely. So one of the challenges we have here in Iowa and other places around the country is that the price of tuition keeps going up. And a lot of students are laden with so much debt they can't start a family, start a business, buy a home, and it's hurting the economy. And so we want to make sure more students have access to affordable college. 3 ideas. 1, let people refinance their federal debt today at 4%, which is about the going rate for the Fed window. If a bank is allowed to take money from the Fed at 4% interest rate, so should our students. We shouldn't be balancing our budget on the backs of our students. So that's one change. Change 2, I have a bill to allow any working class family that earns up to $125,000 a year to have access to our community colleges and our state schools free. So you can have debt-free college for a lot of people. Third, I think it's really important to have the kind of job training that young people need who are underemployed or unemployed, and I would actually focus on full employment and pay for people to get training to get a job if they're underemployed or unemployed, whether we use the community colleges, the state schools, or the apprenticeship programs, or the not-for-profits. And then last idea is I think if a young person is willing to do a year of public service, they should get 2 years of community college or state school free. If they're willing to do 2 years of public service, they can get 4 years free. And that would be a way to create a new GI Bill, not just for our service members, but also for people going into first responders jobs, or into healthcare, into education, or into home health aides, industries that desperately need young people. So that would be a way to sort of change how we look at education as a gateway into really important careers to serve others.
And one final question. There's been a lot of Democrats campaigning, especially in the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids area. How do you want to stand out from the cluttered field of Democratic candidates right now?
Well, I think all the candidates running are a billion times better than President Trump. But we're all very different, and we all have different stories. And my story is a little different. I come from a rural part of New York State. My first congressional district that I represented was a 2-to-1 Republican district. It had a lot of dairy farmers, a lot of manufacturing, a rural area, small cities, small towns. And when I represented that district, I was able to bring Democrats and Republicans together. In fact, my last election in that district, I won by a 24-point margin. As senator for the whole state, I've really brought the state together. I have the highest vote record in the history of the state at 72%, because I do so well in red and purple areas as well as blue places. And in Congress, I get a lot done. I've passed major bills like the 9/11 health bill, where we were fighting for our first responders, the ones who raced up the towers when everybody was coming down, and gave them the health care they need to survive because they breathed in the horrible toxins. I also was able to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which was a really important piece of legislation, a civil rights issue for our generation. Men and women who will die for this country should be able to serve regardless of who they love. And then even in this last Congress, I passed 18 bills with a Republican Senate, House, and President. Common sense stuff that would help Iowans, like more money for rural broadband, more money for Made in America manufacturing, more money for small business owners to be able to sell their businesses to their employees, to have more employee ownership when they want to retire, especially our baby boomers. common sense bills that I started with a Republican senator and brought people together and got it done. I think we need someone who will bring this country together and heal this country. I think I have the courage, the conviction, the compassion that's necessary to do it, and I think I have a fearless determination to take on the special interests and the moneyed interests that control everything in Washington. I'm going to get money out of politics. I'm banning corporate PAC checks. I'm banning federal lobbyist money. I'm banning large or individual super PACs in my campaign, and I'm banning it because we need to restore our democracy to the hands of the people. We actually need to focus on one person, one vote, giving the power back into the hands of voters, not the Koch brothers and the most money powerful interests that exist who have all the power in Washington and write bills in the dead of night. So I think I have the courage to do that, and that's why I'm running for president.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.